Alright, so this video is probably just going to be random. But I'm going to talk about whatever truths and stuff that I've been through. One thing that was particularly on my mind was a couple times when I was tapped into Source, or whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you. How, like one time I was driving down the road, and I was probably doing 45 minutes, 35, but I wasn't putting nobody in danger. And there was a cop on the side of the road, and I distinctly remember seeing his eyes while I'm driving by, and his eyes flare up, and he just caught this glimpse of, like, I guess you'd call it demonic. It wasn't good. It was definitely like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm coming after you. Like, something popped into him almost like, Matrix shit, where, like, an Agent Smith would just, like, pop into somebody and come out, like, what? Except this was, like, the opposite. The demonic kind of came in him, and he sped, pulled me over, and gave me a ticket for speeding. And, that happened, and I just remember talking to a friend about it, and I was like, yeah, it's just, like, crazy how these fucking spirits want to come at me. Like, all I was trying to do was go see my son. This spirit wanted to stop from going to see my son. He was at my parents' house, and I was driving from Newport News all the way to Chesapeake, which is like 45 minutes, an hour. And it's like, wow, And then, of course, there's another incident, like, when I was at the bar. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that bar. But, I remember I was with Jesse Baker, and, of course, it was like he was trying to, anyway, that's beside the point. There was this chick that he wanted me to take to him and her home. Mind you, like, I drove him to the bar, so I always felt like it was my responsibility to take him back, until I realized, like, it ain't my responsibility to take care of a grown man who has a car and had a car for years and ain't got it fixed because he wants to spend money on whatever the fuck he spends money on and not get his shit together. As well as he talks shit behind my back. But anyway, the point of the matter is, I ended up taking that chick with him in my car to his house. Of course, for them to have sex. I dropped him off in the house, but as they're getting out, he gets out the car, and before she gets out, he might have still, I don't think he was in the car. Might have been. Anyway, she looks at me, and of course her demons come out, and like, you're something special. Who are you? Join us. And this ain't her talking at this point. I'm just like, no, I don't work for you. You do what I say, or something like that. It's hard to remember these things, because it's almost like I was half me and half not me, or whatever. It's hard to explain. But yeah. And then I was like, go do what you do. And of course, that was my essence that tapped onto him, that tapped onto her, that made that demonic soul want him, because, or whatever you want to call it, because honestly, the demonic doesn't necessarily mean evil, because they just want to be in this world, like, they want to be within life, because where they're at, their spirit realm is not like real flesh and human, which is where it's at, because you actually get to experience life there. It's almost like they're fiending for life 24/7, and get to, like, actually experience cold and hot, taste buds, and feelings, and touch, and all that. They have to come into this world or a human body of some sort to actually experience any of that. Anyway, another instant was when I went to court, when I was going through stuff with my ex before that shit was settled and I got found guilty or whatever it is for divorce and all that. I remember simply walking in before I go to court, and I don't remember the clerk of court or who it was, but they're sitting next to me telling me court, and like the judge is like, I'm the judge. I don't know if it said I'm, but yeah, and her demonic, no you're not, wow. I'm like, whoa, okay. I see that made you mad. Speaking with the authority of Christ, I see that made you mad. But yeah, that happened. And of course, when I did wake up the first time, there was, wherever I went, wherever I drove, there was 10, 12, 20, 30 cars pull up wherever I pull up. you know. I walk into the bathroom of a random bar, and there's like 9 to 11 people walking right behind me. Boom, 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 you know. And one guy gave me some nasal spray or something, and that helped clear my throat. Oh no, they put it in my Taco Bell, which I didn't order, by the way, but when I wind back a little bit before I went to that bar, around about the same time, I was in front of a military base, and they opened the doorway for me. I have no military ID or nothing, but they moved the cones. They were allow me to go in, you know, because they always have to check, but they were literally not going to check and have me walk into the military base. But I didn't. I turned around, and I parked, and next thing I know, DoorDash comes up to me and it's like, hey, are you so-and-so? I'm like, huh? Are you so-and-so? I'm like, oh, yeah. And they dropped the food in there, you know what I'm saying? And that had the nasal spray within the Taco Bell. And that helped clear me up. But whatever the heck. I don't even know what that was about. All I know is they were looking out. I got fed and had some stuff in there to help keep me healthy or whatever. It cleared me up. Because I was literally in my car at that point because of what was going on. And yeah, so that happened. And who's to say that maybe all this that I went through was nothing but drugs that I didn't know I was on because somebody roofied me or something? Who's to say all that? Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. Perhaps. I mean, I know that when I don't relieve me of myself of my seed, things get even crazier. Like, I start pissing people off just being around them, and I'm not doing nothing except tapping into stores. But yeah, I don't like pissing people off, and I don't like being come at crazily. Last time I started tapping into stores, I hadn't done anything like that, and I was getting healthy. Not healthy, because I'm always pretty healthy. More so like pure tapping into stores. It was not that long ago. It was in Newport News, and that was the last place that I had for rent. And I didn't mention that because I went to my pops, and from my pops, I went to Newport News, and that was the last place I rented, and that was dumb too. I'm not gonna go there. You get the point. Anywhere I rented a place, it was just BS. Well, I was in Newport News, and I was in my car because I decided not to live there anymore, and I was at a church, and I distinctly remember people were showing up for church service that day because it was Sunday morning. And I got out my car, and I went in there, and I gave this lady a hug. And oh my God, we hugged for like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes straight, and she was crying by the end of it, and thank God, thank Jesus, you know. And she just said thank you and all that. And then she let me use the bathroom, and I sat down for a minute. And all that, and then I left, went back in my car, was listening to music and doing some stuff, and I went back in there, and I went to use the bathroom. When I came out, the security guard or whomever was like, I was gonna go in and sit in the service, but he escorted me out the front door the other way, not through service. And then when I got in my car, the security guard came out there and was like, you can't be here, this is private property, da da da. I'm like, really, dude? I mean, you escorted me out. He's like, you can't be here. I was like, will God want you to be like this? He's like, well, don't put God in this. Don't do. You can get the. You can get out of here. I'll call the police. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, you're not gonna disrespect me. I'm like, I don't mean no disrespect, dude. I love you, brother, but like, I'll just get out of it, you know. And he's walking around. He's like, you know, I love you, brother. He's like, I love you too, and whatnot. And I just left because I like keeping the peace, not causing drama, and that's. Because I was really tapping into the source. And then some dude down the street yelled. So that's kind of why I went around out the parking lot. And I stopped. And I rode down the window. He's like, what the fuck you want? I was like, I thought you were hollering at me. I don't fucking know you, dude. And I'm like, well, you know God, you know me. And then I rode off. Anyway. And you wonder why I'm freaking scared to tap into source. It's really not pleasant, honestly. It's pleasantly peaceful in your own, but it's not usually pleasantly peaceful when people attack you one way or another. Not that I'm scared to be attacked, I just don't like the unpleasant.